Have you ever found yourself thinking, if I could just get my spouse to communicate better, if I could just get my child to make better choices, if I could just get my boss to appreciate me, if I could just get my parents to understand me? We spend so much of our lives trying to improve and change the people in our lives. So what if that's not our job? What if our job is only to become the best, most authentic version of ourselves? Let's talk about why we try to fix people. We don't usually become rescuers because we're controlling. We become rescuers because somewhere along the way we learned that if the people around me are okay, then I'll finally feel okay. Sometimes it comes from our childhood, sometimes from people pleasing. I know that one well. Sometimes from perfectionism, and most of the times from trauma. Fixing others becomes a way to create safety. Now let's dig a little deeper and understand how this comes about from the perspective of ego versus soul. The ego wants to change people. The ego believes if they change, then I'll finally be happy. If they heal, then I'll feel peaceful. If they become who I need them to be, then everything will be okay. And that is the classic definition of chasing. You're chasing a future version of someone else before allowing yourself to experience peace. But your soul has a different agenda. Your soul isn't asking, how do I fix them? Your soul asks, what am I here to learn through this relationship? Now that's a radically different question, because suddenly your difficult spouse, your anxious child, your critical parent, and your demanding boss become a teacher instead of a problem. And guess what? You're not responsible for their healing. This is one of the hardest lessons for coaches, parents, healers, and leaders. You can love someone, support someone, guide someone, encourage someone, but you cannot do their healing for them. And when you try, you end up carrying emotional weight that was never yours. And none of us want to do that, right? But that explains why we're all so exhausted. So let's peel, feel, and heal this concept a little bit, right? Let's deal with what is coming up when we dig deep. Every relationship is an invitation. Instead of asking, why are they like this? Let's ask the question, what is this bringing up in me? Peel away the conditioning. Feel what's underneath the reaction. Heal the part that still believes that your peace depends on someone else changing. This is where your freedom lives. The shift. Instead of fixing, focus on becoming. Becoming calmer, becoming more compassionate, becoming more authentic, and becoming more aligned. People don't change because we pressure them. They change because they experience something different in our presence, right? So many times I have people come to me talking to me about how if their child behaved differently, they would be happier, and they're trying everything and it's not working. If they didn't have a toxic boss, life would be so much better. And I keep bringing them back to this key point. What are they here to teach you? What are they here to bring out in you? What are they here to make you see? What is the lesson that you may have asked for that these people have shown up in your life to help you learn? And what if you learned nothing, but at the very least, you learned compassion for people like that? Because every single person you come across is acting out of their conditioning, right? And I often use this, and I'll say it again until I'm blue in the face. But if I had the same conditioning as some of the most difficult people that I come across, I may have been like them. I may have become exactly who they are, right? Maybe worse. I don't know. I am so grateful every time I think of that I didn't have an upbringing or a conditioning that made me like the people that annoy me or frustrate me or test me, right? Because their conditioning is so hard to break that they are not able to see it at all. They're living in denial. And denial is no way to live, right? And when we start to focus on ourselves, we start to emit a different kind of energy. When we start to realize or see the situation for what it is, which is that we attracted every single person, opportunity, or experience in our life, then we truly begin to have acceptance and the resistance just melts away. And when that melts away and when the acceptance sets in, we shift. Something inside of us changes. What if that toxic boss is here to teach you exactly how to speak up for yourself, how to stand up for yourself and others, right? Because when you learn to stand up for yourself and speak up and fight back if you need to, then you will be able to be a better boss. You will be able to be there for others who have no voice. So in every situation, there is something that we can learn. And I know it's harder, but you know what? There's a reason you attracted this episode. There's a reason you attracted this conversation. There's a reason you're still listening because you have the capacity inside of you to take on this task of not just understanding yourself deeply, not just peeling the layers of conditioning in yourself, but also to peel the layers of the conditioning that the difficult people in your life have been through. Right. And when you have that capacity to be there for everyone around you, that makes you someone vibing really, really high. And when you vibe high, you will be able to attract beautiful, magical, miraculous experiences in your life. One of my favorite reminders is this. You are not here to rescue anyone. You are not here to carry everyone else's healing. You are definitely not here to convince people to grow. You are here to become so deeply aligned with your authentic self that your life becomes an invitation, that you start to exude a fragrance that draws people in. You begin to exude energy that just makes people want to be around you. Because the truth is, people are inspired far more by who you are than by what you tell them to do. So today, I want you to ask yourself, where am I trying to fix someone when my soul is simply inviting me to love, learn, and let go? And one last thing, when you try to fix someone, you're subtly telling them that they're not good enough as they are. But when we truly accept people for who they are, when we see them, we hear them, and we love them unconditionally while honoring our own boundaries, we create the safety for them to choose growth on their own. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope it made a little stir in your heart and made you think a little differently about how you can attract, not chase, the life of your dreams.